Hey everybody, this is Paul Perry with Alpha Insurance, and we're talking about the questions that I get in our next episode of Insurance Made Simple. Just wanted to talk about life insurance again. It's been a while since we've talked about that, and I wanted to kind of cover the not different types of insurance, but how much you should have. I get that question a lot. Everybody always wants to know how much insurance, life insurance, should I have. Unfortunately, this is a topic that we have to discuss again because unfortunately, we live here in Alabama and we have lots of severe weather. About 2 weeks ago, or about a week and a half ago, we had a storm that took 5 lives of people here in Alabama, and it's always sad. And I hope, it's just unfortunately I think about it, and I just hope that they had prepared for their family. So I want to make sure that we kind of discuss this today and kind of go over how much insurance should you have. There's 2 groups of insurance that you want to kind of think about. There's final expense insurance, and then there's income replacement. Final expense is more basic, to at least a good starting point for you, is to be able to cover the expenses for your family should something happen to you, that you're not creating additional hardship on them financially because you're not there. So this would be things like your burial expenses, cremation expenses, if that's what you so desire. It would also include any medical or finances for medical, or finances for attorney fees or other legal fees. So final expense is kind of going to run that gamut. So what you want to do is you kind of want to look at and talk with your family is, how would you like to be buried? I mean, if you want to be cremated and you just want to have that, then you probably are going to want $3,000 to $5,000 of life insurance to be there for you. Now, bear in mind, this is not burial insurance or burial policies. It's life insurance. So you can use it however you need to. It's not going to be tied to a particular funeral home, so that if you move out of town, and you had an old 20-year-old, 30-year-old burial policy, most of the times they're only going to be for that one funeral home. So that's why it's better to have, and most of the time, I don't even know if you can find burial policies anymore, but it's better to have life insurance. So if you're going to do cremation, $3,000 to $5,000. If you're going to have just a kind of a standard funeral, you're going to look between $10,000 and $15,000 is what you want to have for those expenses. Now that's not counting leaving money for medical expenses, leaving money for legal fees that might come up. So you really want to have probably between $20,000 and $25,000 if you want to cover it all. Now the other end of the spectrum is going to be your income replacement. Income replacement is those things, those final expenses plus. Right now, it's probably taking both of y'all, both you and your spouse, to be able to provide for your family. If it's not, that's great, then just focus on yourself. But if it's taking both of you and you get removed, how are you going to make it? How is that remaining spouse and those children going to make it? You think, well, that's maybe half of my income's gone, but I still have the house, still have the car, still have the toys, still have the kids, still have all my daily living expenses. So you want to be able to leave them financially secure, so that when you're not there, they can still continue with life. So you want to make sure you have money to pay off your mortgage. You want to have money to be able to pay off your debts, whether they are credit cards or school loans or cars. You want to leave money aside possibly for college or vocational training. And then you want to leave that income replacement to where, even with the house paid for and the car paid for and no debt, doesn't mean you're never going to have to buy another car. The electric bill, the gas bill, the water bill, the food bill, the phone bill, the internet bill, the TV bill, all those bills are still going to come in. So you want to probably leave some money for them as well. So most financial planners normally recommend anywhere from 5 to 10 times your salary in replacement insurance. So that means if you're making $50,000 a year, you want to have between $250,000 and $500,000 of life insurance. And you think, oh my gosh, how in the world can I afford that much? Well, yes, most of us live on a budget. Hopefully you're living on a budget. And you've got to make this thing fit. And it's no fun. It's no fun putting the money aside, for when you die or when your spouse dies. But it's going to be important because you love them and you want to make sure that they're taken care of even though you're not there. So term insurance is a good alternative, or good tool, I should say, to make sure that you've got the life insurance you need. If you're young and you're healthy, not only is it going to be cheap, it's going to be stupid cheap. If you're older and maybe have some health issues, then obviously it's going to be a little bit more expensive, but it still can fit in the budget. Because like I always say, number one, the best insurance is the insurance that you've got in force on the day that you die. But also, even if you can't do the full amount today, at least have some. Because that way your family's taken care of and they don't have to resort to GoFundMe pages or begging off a family to be able to get you taken care of, get you buried properly. So make sure that you start off with the final expense, 10 to 15 to 20, 25,000 that you own and you control. Because I know a lot of people will tell me, well, Paul, I've got insurance through my work. Yeah, only problem with that is what if you don't work there? My son worked for a company, had wonderful benefits, and they closed their doors, and he was out of work for just a month. I mean, it wasn't bad. He rebounded very quickly. But what would have happened is if he had died during that time, he would have left his family, unprotected. His family would have been exposed. So it's important that you have something that you own and control. So guys, if you've got questions, give me a call. My number is 205-919-7903. You can go to my website, or you can email me at pperry@alphains.com. If you've got questions, send me your questions. I hope this helps. We want to make sure that we educate you, that we train you, we teach you, and give me feedback. Let me know. Like my page. If there's anything I can help you with, just give me a call. This is Paul Perry with Alpha Insurance, and Insurance Made Simple.